Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.
Moksha dvare dvarapalaka chatvarah parikirtita shamo vichara santosha chaturtha sadha sangama. There are four guards guarding the door of liberation. They are namely Shamam, mind, Shamam, Vicharam, inquiry, Santosha, contentment. The last one is Sadhu Sangama, Satsang. So any one of these four gatekeepers you catch hold of and become friendly with them. Any one of them. All the four people will become friendly with you and they will open the door of liberation.
Nilkantanji, can you please repeat?
There are four gatekeepers for liberation. First gatekeeper is Shama, mind control. The next one is Vicharam, that is inquiry, what Ramana ji teaches. The third one is contentment. The fourth one is Satsang, Sadhu Sangha or Satsang. Any one of those four gatekeepers you catch hold of and become friendly with them, automatically the other three will become friends with you and any one of them will open the door of liberation to you.
Thank you.
This is given in Yoga Vasishta by Vasishta to Ramji.
Thank you, Nilakantanji. I'll tell you, when I was learning yoga, so in India there is a place known as S. Vyasa, Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhan Sansthan. This is in Bangalore, outside Bangalore. And Dr. Nagendra took a lecture on first day of yoga class. And he was talking about yama and niyama. And from there he picked up that if you pick up santosha, which is contentment, you don't have to do anything in the yoga. All the 8 limbs of Patanjali Yoga Sutras, yogasanas, pranayam, dhyana, dhyan samadhi, everything will happen just picking up only one thing, santosha, contentment. And the value of contentment is immense, because contentment means that you have no complaint. And contentment also means that you have no desire. Achaha. You are happy with whatever there is. It looks absurd that how contentment can get you liberated. But if we are contented with whatever we have, whatever situation we are in, whatever is happening around us, we are not giving anything for mind to react, mind to get restless. And that contentment can come by practice. And that contentment can come when we have found that ultimate supreme in us, even if we have some idea about it. Because there are two things in us. One is our mind, which brings us outside to interact in the world. that is always restless, always looking something new, new relationships, get bored easily, wants new things. And the reason is because it is never contented. Mind and contentment cannot go together. So if you are contented, there is no mind. And how can you be contented when there is a mind? Then that is the practice. So if we feel santosha, contentment in us, and that's what we can practice, that is exactly like what we are doing when we stay in the awareness and watch our mind, whatever it's doing, the thought process is going, and we stay in our silence, just observing, not reacting, not getting attentive, not getting attached, just observing the vagaries of the mind. Without contentment, no one can achieve that. And that's what, when we are a pure witness cannot be part, accomplice of any team, any party. Witness means he is just watching, observing. You can't observe and watch if you have interest in whatever the mind is producing in front of you, what the mind is talking to you. If you have no interest, then only you can watch. Otherwise, you will be swayed with the mind. You will go with those thoughts. Because mind is conditioned with our culture, with our habits, with our story from the past, and it gives rise to the new thoughts all the time. But let's say now you have no interest in your own story of this body-mind complex. Mind doesn't know it. It will just continue with that momentum. But if you have still interest in those stories, you will get swayed with the mind. And if you see all the stories are about attachment to things, liking things or disliking things or judging things, all these things means that whatever there is right now in front of us, we are not happy, like we want improvement in it, and that is the reason why, at the end of it we say that even this desire for moksha, for liberation, is also bondage. Because who wants liberation? Who wants moksha? It is a thought, and thought coming from the mind. And the mind can convince whom? Only ego. And this mind and ego has to go. And then you are already liberated. So till you hold on to this single desire, but this desire has to go one day. Because when you have contentment, then you are already liberated. And that is the sadhana, that is the practice. How can we be contented with whatever is happening around us, or happening in the mind, or happening in our life, or happened in the past? Sometimes people say, I can be contented with what is happening now, but I can't reconcile with what has happened in my life in the past. How people have treated, how life has treated me. And these grudges, holding grudges against people, against life, what has happened, can never make us free. To be free is to be free from the mind, nothing else. Who bounds us? Our own mind. Sitting in silence, appreciating silence, is complete ignorance of all what mind brings to us. Even when mind brings joy, there is a suffering hidden in the form of joy. The mind can show us all these mirage of happiness, that there is some happiness if we do this thing, if we do this, if we build this, if we have this new relationship. But beware of the mind. All these promises of the mind has brought us into this shameful situation, that now we want to be free from the mind. And now we want to be free. We want to go back home. And the only way is to stay still. Don't add any more fuel to the fire of mind. Cut down all the desires, all the likes, dislikes. But still, with the momentum, it will show us a lot of thoughts. It will try its best. And the only way is to just watch and keep watching all the time. We don't want to watch the mind, we want to be in our stillness, in peace, in silence, and being contented. That should be our aim. But because there is a mind, it will keep disturbing the peace within until it is completely destroyed. The only way it gets destroyed is if we have no interest in whatever it shows us. No interest. Constant remembrance that we are formless, pure awareness. Existence, consciousness, bliss. Not perceivable by anyone, by anything. The ultimate perceiver of everything is our true self. It is not part of this world what we see. So nothing of this world can even describe it. And the mind can only bring things of this world which is disappearing, changing all the time. So mind cannot help you to reach to your true self. So ignore all thoughts. Don't get into the mind trick. Just ignore mind completely. And pay attention to the pure seeing, purest of pure seeing, the vast emptiness. Emptiness with aliveness. An intelligent, intuitive emptiness. A conscious emptiness. This awareness is us. Our true self. This body can leave us. Mind can leave us. Ego, intellect, everything can leave us. All worldly things can leave us. When everything leaves us, what is left is us. Pure awareness. Eternal awareness. Always in its own bliss. Only for a short while it was in a dream. Dreaming in this body-mind complex. And taking seriously whatever happening in the life. That life living in this body-mind, somehow by mistake, has started a small cocoon life from this body-mind and taking it so seriously. Forgetting its divine nature. Getting attached to everything this body-mind has come in close contact, and then suffering on losing things and feeling joy in getting things. Not even for a fraction of a second we are this body-mind complex. Nothing in this world belongs to us, not even this body-mind complex. It only belongs to this world. It's all part of the matter. How living everything looks, everything is a matter. The living in everything is us. We are the source of this energy. We are the life. Remember this and abide in your pure awareness. And don't slip back into body-mind complex. Stay in your own bliss all the time. Keep drinking this nectar of immortality all the time. Don't worry too much about thoughts, body, mind, ego, intellect. Even if you don't pay attention to all this complex, it will continue doing what it is meant to be doing. You stay as the source of energy. You stay in your own bliss. Untainted. Don't mix yourself with the poison of mind, poison of desires and attachments. Stay as your pure self. Stop talking your thoughts. Bring the talk from this intuitive self. If you need to speak, live in this word, but stay as awareness. Abiding in self is to remember the self all the time. And to remember the self, stay in your silence all the time. To stay in this pure silence, have total acceptance to whatever is happening around us, without judging, without giving expert comments about anything. Judging and giving expert comments is that ego, which is not happy with what the Supreme has created. or produced or given a situation to the body-mind complex we are living. Always remember when we are commenting, criticizing, we are behaving as ego. Some people might think, how can you stay in this world and act accordingly? Don't worry too much about it. Be the person of few words, and even your silence will speak for you. Don't be restless about the consequences of being in silence. 100% trust and faith on the God Supreme. Surrender from your heart. Surrender with love. Surrender with unhappiness is not a surrender. True surrender is devotion. True faith, love for the Supreme. Whatever He brings in our life, we accept with folded hands. And remembering all what comes in our life is what we need to be back home. Supreme is infinite compassion, love, kindness. He is our well-wisher. He wants us to be happy. All the suffering is self-inflicted. Don't try to find happiness in things around you. Your other name is happiness. As an unhappy person, if you try to find happiness in things around you, you will be more miserable. If you are attached to this world can only give you one thing, which is known as death. Because this is the word of death, Mrityu Lok. There are lokas, different places, hell and heaven, Narklok, Swarglok. This is Mrityu Lok. Here anything and everything which is born has to die. Not a single exception to this rule. We all have lost our loved ones. There is not even one single person in this world who has not lost someone. Every house has seen a death, and this is the truth. When Buddha was visiting a village, a lady came, son died, and she was so unhappy. She asked Buddha, "Can you revive this? You are an enlightened soul, you are a Mahatma. You need to do this." And he asked her to go and get some food from a family where no one has died before. And he said, "If you do it, I can revive your son." She went and she ran and she went to each and every house in the village, and she couldn't find even one single house where no one has died. And we have put our all money on this world, on people, on objects. This all is a mirage, it's an illusion. It's appearing and disappearing. Everything is transient. All of us are here only guests. We are only visitors. But we live like if we are here permanent. We are all living in this tenanted house. It's soon going to turn into dust. There is very limited time. The only purpose of this life and everyone's life is to know what we truly are and then be free forever. If we stay with our attachments, our death is certain. And then we will be born again. We will be in complete control of birth and death, Brahma and Yama. And if we want to be free, don't touch anything in this world. You touch and you are gone. In this illusory world, any desire, any attachment is death. It's like an explosive in disguise. You touch it and it will blast you. Live in this world as pure awareness. Enjoy everything as pure awareness. Enjoy good times and bad times. Accept everything with folded hands. Love every being. Be full of compassion. Do good to others. But remember, all doership is of the body mind. You are just a pure witness, and stay like that. And don't forget, if you can't remember, write down on somewhere something which can remind you that you are pure awareness. Or give this job to the Supreme. Pray to Him that somehow He makes us remember Him all the time. Put this alarm in your mind to wake you up from this dream. Alarm of constant remembrance without fail. Surrender completely to the pull of the self within. Without any resistance, let yourself be pulled into the self. Give away all your connections to the mind. And ignore mind completely. Once this knot with the mind is broken, once this connection is gone, you are free. You are never ever going to die or be born again. Eternally free. Stay in your own silence. Love this silence. Love your own solitude. Shun away all the desires. And be contented in whatever you have or not have. when we try to be in our pure awareness, mind can come with a vengeance, with all its army of thoughts, emotions, attachments. What we need to do? Nothing. We don't have to fight with anyone. Our surrender is complete. Surrender to the Supreme. And that Supreme is going to accept you only if you don't react to the mind. Let what comes in the mind, let what it shows to you as external situation, you just stay quiet. Don't complain. Stay in your equanimity. With a smile on your face and no complaints. Don't run for anything, object or a person. If someone comes to you, embrace them with love. And someone wants to leave, wish them well. Stay in your pure silence. Don't challenge anyone. Don't act like a fighter. All the challenge and fight is with our mind. All the external situations created in our life is from our mind. If we win against mind, we will win against the world. So no one is our enemy. There are no friends and enemies in this world. Everything is our own creation. Be in your silence. Amazingly, this silence will sort out all problems of our life. It will be the end of suffering. What a simple solution for so many complex problems in our life. Be in your own silence. Though it looks simple, but it's not that simple. The mind will come. But you stay still. More you stay still, the mind will settle down and will disappear. You have transcended from wave to the deep ocean, ocean of silence. Sometimes life looks so attractive outside. Worldly things have their own attraction. But they are as real as mirage. You go there with your desires and attachments. And it comes out to be an empty promise. While the emptiness in us is the real promise of love, happiness. What a paradox. Nothingness makes us happy in the real sense, and things makes us unhappy. Who knows this truth? How can you be convinced with this truth? Only by your own experience. Happiness is your eternal nature. abiding in pure silence. Soon bliss and peace will dawn on you. You don't have to do anything for that. Just don't react to the mind attacks. Forbearance is the key. Just tolerate it. If you have surrendered, then you don't have to tolerate anything. You're already in the total acceptance mode. Give utmost importance to the silence within. Pay attention to the pure silence within all the time. Treat this silence as the Supreme God. Treat this silence as you. Enjoy the bliss of this silence all the time. Ignore mind completely. Mind is samsara. Mind is word. Mind is suffering. Give away suffering. Give away your mind. Stay in the empty space of no mind. Stay in your own silence. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om.